Okay, we're on. Sweet. Sweet.
Wait.
Can you just talk in this one really quick?
Yeah, I'm talking in this one. I want to take out like a nose whistle in my nose, just for the podcast, but I took it out, but now my other side has one.
If you want, we could spend this entire podcast episode trying to take it out. It would be
I don't need help. I just need time. I don't need the assistance.
Go for it.
My nose whistle has been plaguing me. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say nose whistle?
No, I don't know what nose whistle is.
It's when you breathe. I don't want to tell you because then this might corrupt your existence. Okay, what? Sometimes when I'm hyper aware of my nostril.
Yeah.
I have a deviated septum. Mm-hmm. And like sometimes when I breathe in, there's like this. Right? Oh, no. Is this the first time you're noticing this? Anyways, I need it clear. I need it clear. And if it's not clear, all I think about is the nose whistle. And all I think is like everyone can hear my nose whistle.
Yeah.
And then I start cutting myself. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But like it's unique to me because I don't think anyone knows or cares about a nose whistle. Do you have this? Like it's hard to fall asleep. That's all I'm saying.
I'm trying to see if I have one.
Thanks for the iced coffee.
No worries. I don't think I have one, but I do get self-conscious about my snorting because I too have a deviated septum and I have to snort a lot because it feels like my nostrils are just fucked up and like I just snort a lot and I always feel that I'm snorting too loud and people know that I'm snorting. Well, people must know that I'm snorting, but like a pig. And so it just like it kind of takes me out of it, but I can't hear your nose whistle.
I think it's.
So I think it's in you. Like I think it's how you see yourself. Maybe you see yourself as the nose whistle.
Well, that should relax me, but now I don't trust you. There's underlying issues.
No, I know what you mean too.
I feel like it's loud. It's just in my head.
I know what you mean too, though. But like not trusting someone when they say that you have that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've asked, like, I bought pants with my roommates. I'm like, do these look weird? And they're like, no. And then I like see myself in the world. I'm like, these are the weirdest pants I've ever seen. You know?
No, I know what you mean because so I have body dysmorphia. Like I think I look fat. Okay, and I think I look. No, I don't trust you though. But so I think I look fat, and I don't think I'm good looking. But then here's the thing, and my friends and like whoever, they'll always be like, no, you look great. You don't look fat. And I'll look at them, and I'll be like, I saw you eat KD with hot dogs the other day. Don't talk to me. You know what I mean? Like don't. I don't trust you. But like my brain will.
KD with hot dogs isn't that bad. Like that's a normal person.
Now I don't trust you.
It feels like there was like
no. The reason why I bring up the KD and hot dogs is because my brain will bring up things like these things I see that are like low standard things to fight for my body dysmorphia. Like if one of my friends say, like Patrick, for example, we both know Patrick, that's why I bring him up. But
stand-up comedian. I used to. Yeah, he's in Calgary now.
Yeah. So Patrick, he'll be like, you're doing great. Like you look so big. And I'm like, I'll always be like, you need 8 hours of sleep. Shut up. You know, like I will attack whatever like physical weakness or like whatever weird physical weakness I can make up on the spot just to defend my body dysmorphia because I need to, for whatever reason, have this like. I just can't see it, so I fight it off. It's kind of like I'm pretty delusional, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure. Here's the thing. I also know that I have body dysmorphia, and I know I'm delusional. But like for right now, until I feel better about my body, I just don't see that right now. I just don't. Some days are better, some days aren't.
I don't know what makes the difference when some days are better and some days aren't. Sometimes like I feel the same way. I wonder how many stand-up comedians have like some recurring issue with their image. But with my knocked in knees, some days I won't care about it. Yeah. But some days it's like I think they're bending worse, you know? Yeah. What do you think that is? Like the better days when you don't notice it?
I think it's just for me, when I have like good days, I'm in a good mood. Like I wake up happy.
That's crazy.
You wake up happy? That's insane.
Dude, I wake up praying.
Like right away?
Sorry, we touched your toes.
No, it's fine. Do you like my Crocs?
Yeah. I actually thought I didn't know you were wearing Crocs. When did you slip those on?
I've had these the entire time.
Oh, okay.
You didn't have to take off your shoes, by the way.
Should I not have?
No, it's up to you. I just never...
I can put them back on.
No. I just don't want anyone to come in here thinking they have to take off shoes because I find that, like, okay, maybe this is just me. I don't like taking off my shoes when I come to someone's place because I feel weird about it. Is that just me?
Why do what?
I don't know. I just feel like
I don't mean you feel weird, but
no. I don't feel weird, but like
you think someone's like Arturo.
I don't want. I guess I'm just scared that someone's gonna be like, "What's that smell?" I'm like, "Oh shit, it's my feet."
Oh no, that's a homeless thing, dude. I was so rightly self-conscious about like my feet. Like I'd be invited to these homes and nice people. They're like, "Oh, please take off your shoes." I'm like, "I'll have to leave if I do." Just let me sit on your couch for a minute.
By the way, me and Kyle have both been homeless. By the way, that's why you said that. It just sounds like a jab.
In our younger youth.
If people don't know that, it just sounds like a really mean jab. This is like, oh, that's a homeless thing.
Yeah, we never we orbited each other. I think we never actually talked, but yeah, there's a bunch of like social learning. Delayed social life lessons that I'm picking up now. What are there like delayed life lessons now that you had to pick up on the back end? There's like younger 20s too. Like we're all 30 and
delayed
stand-up comedians, so we're successful.
Well, better than those losers, am I right?
They can't even get into the shows. I touched your foot again. No,
that's fine. It's fine. That's okay. Maybe I'll just go over here.
No. It's okay.
You have long legs, Kyle.
I do. I keep kicking too.
It's fine. Delayed learning things. I think just delayed things that I've learned from not being homeless anymore are like, I have learned that like people don't see me like, sorry. Okay, wait, let me think about this for a moment.
Sure.
Like I said, I have body dysmorphia, that I always see myself as that homeless drug addict. So then like, I think that people see me that way. Like when I first come in, I always think they don't look down at me, but I have that uncomfortable feeling that like I'm just being gross right now, or like I shouldn't be talking, or my teeth aren't straight, or things like that. Right. Just very like shallow feelings and whatnot, yada yada. And then I remember, I'm like, I could bench 200 pounds. It doesn't matter what these puny men think.
That helps, yeah, having the self-talk and having some achievements. I'm the same way too. When I walk in, there's some lingering effects that I have with like places like Yucks in the comic strip.
Yeah.
Where I first started going there, like basically a few years shy from being homeless. And like, my schema for those places is like, I'm lucky to be here.
Yeah.
And now like there's some weird hangover effects of the homelessness thing where I feel like I'm going to be kicked out. And I know it's crazy, but in the back of my mind, I'm like...
For whatever reason, I don't feel that effect on Yucks or the comic strip.
I'm not calling it trauma. I wouldn't say it.
Do you hate that word?
No, it's good.
Oh, okay.
No, it's probably trauma.
Okay, so I don't feel that way when I go into the comic strip or Yucks for whatever reason. I think it's because like when I walk...
drunk? Huh?
No, I think it's because what are they going to do? You know, like in my mind, I'm like, I don't know, like... I guess I just don't care enough for whatever reason. It's like a bar, so I don't care. Right. You know, but for some reason, I feel that way when I go to Black Dog.
Like, yes, because they're cool. They're the cool. Yeah,
they're the cool people. And so, like, it's weird going down there because I'm like, whoa, this is like an all-gender bathroom. This is so progressive. I didn't see that in the shelter. That's weird, you know? But then, like...
it's like a really shitty bathroom.
But then, like, at least at the comic strip, like, it's kind of normal. Like, it's... Because, like, there's drinking there. People are drunk outside. People are drunk inside. So it has the same... And, like, you're in the West End, West Hampton Mall, which is, like, not the best place around. So I feel more, like, relaxed, you know? Like... Right. But for whatever reason, when I'm at Black Dog with the cool kids, I feel more tense. I'm like, someone could see me through my facade of doing better. You never know. You know, that freaks me out, I guess.
You know, there's a phenomenon. I forget whether this is made up or it's actually psychology, but it's like the unicorn. You know what? Don't cite me on this. I have no memory if this is real or not. But there is a phenomenon where people can move up social class. So like if you start at lower class, with great effort, you can go to middle class. Yeah. And by learning all the social cues and the social rules. And then very rarely can you make it up to upper class because the jump is so extravagant that like you're a unicorn or whatever. Do you find that with Black Dog, that it was like a big jump to sort of just be able to stand in the room and figure out how normal people talk?
Yeah. Actually, it's funny that you said that because I recently just talked to one of my friends I used to be in the shelter with, and her and I had a moment where we got heated, not like angry, but we were just like talking about things we hated in the shelter, like other homeless kids. And we started talking like we were homeless again. Yeah. Like, you know, when you say like things like real talk, you know, stuff like that, or like, yo, get the fuck out of my face before I deck you. Things like that. Like you just say like weird words that mean different things. And then like I had to stop talking like that for a little while. Like I still say sick and stuff like that, but just slang. But I don't use like boy or like real talk or like dick, and they say words like that, like aggressive words. Yeah. But when I'm mad, I do say yo. I'm like yo, you know, but you know the tone when you say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when someone says yo, and you're like, whoa, shit, that guy's mad.
I think it flavors me personally, and this might be me being myopic in my own fucking experience of life. I think it flavors me kind of unique in my interactions with people, just the way I hang on to some phraseology and slang words. Yeah. So I appreciate that aspect from moving up.
What's your favorite slang?
I'll like cut off words. I'll say, I do it kind of without thinking. Oh, thinking. I'll just like say, I'll cut off like the appropriate. I know what to say thinking.
But you don't want to.
It's just habit.
And that's fair. I get that. Because like a lot of times you have to, we, I don't want to say we like homeless people, but like we cut off words. Yeah. You know, we just cut off right in the middle.
Most of it was mumbling, dude. The way I spoke street was like, I'd slower and
exactly. Because you never want to, for me, I never wanted to say fully what I meant, because later on they could they could bite you in the butt because someone said, hey, that guy said that. I'm like, no. I said thinking.
That's his defense fucking, that's smart. And also I learned you can say a lot with tone.
Yeah, exactly.
You can speak almost exclusively in tone. Yeah. With just like nonsense words. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, because like there's this one phrase, and everyone says it, but it's like this guy, you know, like this guy. But like there's a difference between when someone says it to their friend that's done something dumb, like this guy. But then there's
this fucking guy.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a difference between when like someone says it to like someone they're about to beat up. You know, like this fucking guy. You know, like there's a different change in tone, and you know what's going to happen. But like when you're homeless, you have to like pick up on that, and you have to like either choose to be like be there or like leave. Because like I found that like when I watch people like fight and shit like that, if I was there and someone was like trying to kill someone with like a knife, yada yada, if I was there and I watched that. Later on, that guy who got like almost killed or whatever, he would come up to me and be like, yo, where were you? I'm like, bro, that was your fight. Like, that wasn't my fight. That's not my fucking problem. And then now you're like...
Didn't you hear my tone? Yeah. I was asking you to help or call the police if you were seeing, and you would intervene.
Yeah, and then
you didn't pick that up?
I'm like, do you want me to call the police? Yo, this guy's a narc, you know? Like,
you're just throwing it back at him?
But yeah, tone's an interesting thing. But I definitely had to like learn how to like talk to normal people, and like I feel like when you're homeless, like me personally, like I didn't talk to a lot of people because like who am I going to talk to? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I just didn't have like real conversations with a lot of people. It was just very like, hey, what's up? You good? Nice. Yeah, chilling over here. Cool. I'll see you later. Peace. Bye. Yeah. But like, so like when I came out of being homeless, I had to learn how to just have conversations with people without like eyeing them up, like feeling like I'm about to fight. Like, how would I fight this person? And be like, if who are around this person that like I may have to fight, like who's on this guy's side. And maybe that's why I got that feeling from Underdog when I first started going there, because like I would like look around the person I'm talking to, like who's this guy's friend, like he's with him, like how do I do, like I do the fucking combat math in my head, yada yada.
With the hipsters.
Yeah,
they're in skinny jeans. Just push them. They'll knock each other down.
Very true.
To be, if I'm remembering correctly, when I first went to Underdog, I thought it was kind of a rougher place too. Just because it was like they were grunge, but like they go home and like get in pajamas.
Yeah, exactly. But well, I'm learning that now too. Is that I'm learning not to always look at someone like I may fight this person, because it took me a long time to not.
You know, I don't see that anymore. Sometimes maybe I see like the glint, and when you're like maybe standing in a corner, maybe I see it, but I don't get that when I'm talking with you anymore.
I think there was a time where like I was like that, especially like in kitchens.
Oh yeah, I've seen that in kitchens. Yeah.
In kitchens,
dude, you sometimes looked at me like you're gonna like dice me up.
But the thing is about the kitchen work. It's like I just hated it so much.
You were very kind, by the way. I know I sucked, but like there are times.
What? No, you didn't suck.
I brought down Chop. I think if the pandemic didn't happen, that was gonna end by my hand. But that's me just being negative.
No, Chop's like, it's going to be alive forever because it's a big corporation.
Now that I'm gone. Wasn't that bad.
No, I just hated cooking. But like the problem is about cooking though, is like, I was at the point where, cause I was like this fucking chef de partie. It doesn't really matter anymore. So I was up there and the problem is like, I was too busy to like enjoy anything, but then like I needed money to do drugs, so I just didn't care about like being nice around me. But then like for whatever reason, like the higher ups, like the bosses were like, "Wow, Arturo's such a good worker. He's so stern and like a solid leader. Like everyone around him just works hard and he just works hard." But in factuality, I was like, I just need money for drugs. That's why I'm going to do this as fast as I can, so I get more money, so I can do more drugs. Like that's what was going on in my head. But people took that like, "Oh wow, look at this guy. He'll like go all day." It's like, yeah, because I need drugs. It had nothing to do with me liking food. I don't give a fuck about your Bernays, hollandaise bullshit. Yeah, I can make 12 souffles at one time, but it doesn't matter. I just did that to get drugs.
Yeah. Sounds like you kind of liked it. You kind of like beamed when you said, "I can make 12 souffles in an hour." I
mean, I like cooking like a little. I'll give you a little bit. But overall, what I hate about cooking was the bravado. I hate when people are like, "We need fries now. It's life or death." It's like the homeless person in me, like that crackheadness in me, is like, you don't know what life or death is. Stop yelling at me over fries. I get mad when I do that, but like I've gotten better at it, but like taking myself out. But like cooking has ruined any like sort of like fundamental love I have, because I know that I don't have to. Because when people say like, "Oh, the best ingredient in food is love," it's like it's not. You don't have to put love in food to make it good. Okay, that's a facade. Because like, do you think the people at Dairy Queen put love in my food? No, they just make it to spec. They put it out. I get it. I love the food.
If anything, they take out any warmth.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the spice is that you feel. You're like, wow, this tastes like home, because you weren't loved as a child.
So that was cooking. What do you think shifted you out of that mode? Because people exist like that forever, like that whole I'm talking about inactive addiction. They can just find a schema that works for them and sort of live a half normal life. What was the point where you're like, I need to find something better, a better way?
I think it was overdosing.
That would do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because what was it? Because the pandemic happened. So the pandemic happened. Chop got closed down. We were on Serb, and no, it was filmmaking that got me to the point of like, I don't want to cook anymore. I shouldn't be doing this. I should like be doing film, because like I was. The pandemic happened, Serb happened, and then I started like making like a video a day. They were all shit, but I was just doing a video a day. And then I
saw them. They were okay. They were good.
Oh my God, they're terrible.
No, I saw them.
But so I started doing like videos, and I was like, yo, this is what I need to do. I need to go back to that. Because like when I was homeless, I used to have like this drive to like really get a video done. Like kind of like that live or die situation. Like, oh, I need to do this for me. I need to live this filmmaking life. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die with a camera in my hand, like things like that, yada, yada. And then when I started cooking, I started to get this like weird like thing of like, oh, hey, I really like this. I started getting content. And then when the drugs came in, when the drugs came back into my life.
By the way, Arturo used to be an addict. We should clarify.
Yeah.
If they might be confused. I was an addict too.
Oh, this isn't even recording.
Oh, boy.
Good thing the phone was recording.
Wow. Is that the backup?
Yeah, this is the backup. This is why we have the backup.
That's smart.
That is smart. Should I even turn this on? I mean,
you could cut to a commercial break, then come back.
Commercial break. Nice. Yeah, that's why I have the backup.
Cool. Well, that's a good recording. Can I steer us back to the original, what we were talking about before?
Yeah. What was your question?
I just said, how are you?
No, you asked me What was the thing that
life
shifted?
Lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were the delayed life lessons that you're picking up now at 30? Because we're millennials. And I don't think we're too far off in that a lot of people are sort of getting life lessons late. I think that's one of the unspoken things about our generation. Simultaneously, the millennials have kind of all agreed that we're not going to grow up. Have you noticed that like everyone's still trying to wear cool clothes? Everyone's still going out and everyone's still like living as though they're in their 20s. A disproportional amount that's visible to people who do go out are doing that. And I would say the second thing that the millennials aren't really talking about is that a lot of us are like half-formed adults. And I don't know if that was the case. It was the case that back in the day we had the life lessons to by the time we were 30, or if maybe it's the culture itself that says, well, you're broken and you're a victim. So it's keeping all these like delayed identity and keeping a delayed identity at the forefront of our lives. But what do you think about that? I think
okay, so I think back in the day, like they had to learn life lessons quickly because like.
Do you think they just shut up about it? The previous generation, and they were just as confused, or do you think they actually got something?
Here's the thing I think, and I could be like completely wrong about this, but I think that back in the day, like when that generation had to like learn life lessons, they learned it quickly because they just had more on their plate, like society-wise. Like if you go back in the day, I'm not talking about like how things aren't hard now.
We have it so good.
Comparatively to like back in the day, yeah, we have it really good because like you right now could be whatever you want right now. You know, you don't really have to fight for anything. And I'm not saying like people don't have to fight, but you have more options to like not fight if you don't want what you want.
You can just coast. I say this like a bunch. It's like there is such privilege in the Western society because for every guy, let's say you fail your dreams. You lose everything. There's always like a place for lonely dudes as a barfly. That's a viable life.
Yeah.
That's the minimum. And like in Turkestan, that would be like a king.
Yeah,
that's what they aim at.
No, exactly.
And here, it's
and the thing is, like right now, you could be like an NPC.
A barfly.
Yeah,
sorry,
no, it's okay. That was me.
Okay.
You can be an NPC right now if like you wanted to. If that was what you wanted to do for the rest of your life,
that would be nice.
Could do that.
Maybe not.
Yeah, but you don't have to be like the main character in your own life if you don't want to right now. But like back in the day, you had to deal with like civil rights. You have to deal with the Great Depression.
What do you mean you had to deal with civil rights? Like it was like the streets were just filled every day with like.
Well, here's the thing. Right now,
people were working too.
Yeah, but like what I mean about civil rights is like right now you have like we have civil rights but it's more looked upon to like fight for your right to speak, you know? to speak out on like what you want. Like that's the thing.
But it sucks.
But then back in the day, it was like hard to like even talk about like, hey, like black people, they deserve stuff. It's like, whoa, what the fuck did you just say? You know, that was a fucked up thing to like do, to even talk about. But now if you're like, hey, these people need rights. You're like, okay, tell me about it. Like, there's more. There's more.
It's more open.
To discussion.
It's expected now.
Yeah,
it's expected at every dinner table. It's expected in every car ride. It's expected in every commercial.
But like back in the day, you wouldn't see a lot of like, hey, what about these people? You're like, what are you talking about? Like, shut up. You know, like there'd just be a lot of not like that. But the thing is, it's like everyone was like working just to like make a living, make an income. Like there was no like, no one was going to be like, hey, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian and do that. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, you'd get that. But like nowadays you're like, hey, I want to be a Twitch streamer. They're like, okay, yeah, that's viable.
Well, nothing matters.
Yeah, like go for it.
Why would you? Why? Of course.
Yeah, as long as you're happy doing your job. But like that wouldn't happen back in the day.
No,
like that just wouldn't happen. You know, like filmmaking wasn't a thing like to do. It was like a fun little hobby, but like you're like, no, you should be working right now. You should be providing for your family. What do you mean of filmmaking? Like that's fucking stupid.
You should have a bad knee.
Yeah, but like,
you should not be.
But nowadays you can make like look, we're recording on this fucking iPhone. Like that's what I mean, right? Like you can like do whatever you want creatively now.
And
like
it's going right to China.
Exactly. They know what we're talking about now.
Oh, they're.
But I think like back in the day, I don't know the time frame, but like they didn't have the opportunity to really think about their problems. They just like kind of like fixed it with either working hard towards a goal or like just working in general for like their family. Because it was weird to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and ignore you. It's like, no, you need to get married, have kids, get a house, get a job. That's what you're going to do, right? But like nowadays, it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. And it's like, well, that's okay too, you know? Like you wouldn't have that back in the day. I actually don't like when people are like, oh, it's like 10 times worse now. It's like, it's not though. It's not worse now. We're actually like at like the most peaceful we can ever be. Yeah, there's like things that happen, like bad things that happen, like shootings and like stuff like that. But like right now, there's like no war. You're allowed to do what you want to do right now, and you have the tools to do what you want to do right now.
The only sin is if you don't work to deserve it. Now, this isn't my idea, but like we live in such a good time right now that if you're not actively working to enjoy your freedom, sorry,
no, that was me.
No, I'll get you to the next one. If you're not actually working to enjoy it in like a productive way that gives back, say comedy, movies, videos, then that's a tragedy. I mean,
it's very true. Like if you're just going to sit there and not enjoy your life and just be like kind of a sloth, then like that's on you.
Well, you should be working too. You should be working and using all the freedoms.
Do you think someone should be working on their happiness or working on like society wise?
I think the society brings the happiness. To have a place to go or to be accountable to a certain thing every day brings you happiness.
I get
Everything
that.
else is.
I get that, but like, do they have to? You
can't skip Maslow's hierarchy of needs, dude. That's what I realized with homelessness. You can try and invert the pyramid. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, by the way, is like this old study that was done mainly on university kids, but like it's a basis for talking about how to self-actualize. You need the basics. Covered first, home, security, shelter, food.
Oh,
and
then I see what you mean.
Something about, I think it was security. It goes up and it makes this pyramid. Then you need like goals or like relationships. And then at the very top, it's like self-actualization, which is like dreams and visions. I haven't looked at it in a while. But you can't skip that. I feel so many people, especially not just homeless people. I'm trying to relate this to like average listeners too. A lot of people try and skip the pyramid and try and live their artist life. And they're like, why am I unhappy? It's like, well.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Cause like, I feel like, for example, I was a chef at a hotel for like 2 years and I did that pyramid where like I got what I needed, like money wise, to live that artist life now. Yeah. But I can't skip that one piece of chunk of like an actual job and, you know, saving. I feel like that pyramid like shows like a lot of like
how insane I was walking around being homeless, like thinking about like the world and like I'm like, I'm self-actualized. Like I was trying to get to the very top where I would like.
Did you go to other homeless people with like the picture and it was like, look, this is you now?
Yeah, I do good presentations.
You're at the bottom.
Like we're here. I'm here at the top.
You're down here. See?
Just thinking I'm helping. I'm just like ripping it up. The worst thing I used to do on the streets was I used to get, sometimes I'd have money. I'd always like, you know, you get chunks of change. This is probably the worst thing I did, but it's kind of funny. You're a comic. Okay. I don't want to say it.
You don't have to. No. Do you want to hear my best change joke?
I used to do, say it? Yeah, okay. I'll tell mine and then I'll do yours. This is only funny to me because like it was just awful. It's an awful thing to do, but it was okay. I'd have a pack of smokes and then I'd go up to just guys I know and I'm like, hey, you want to smoke? And then they'd be like, yeah, man. And then like I'd rip it up in their face and be like, fuck you. And then I'd like take 5 out and I'm like, just joking.
Just why is that awful that you give them 5 smokes?
I got like a kick out of seeing like their aghast face at like a smoke beater.
You were doing pranks before anyone thought it was cool though.
No, that's kind of, I don't like say that's a prank.
You're like Mr. Beast.
Thanks, man. I didn't want to say it, but until you said it, yeah. I don't feel bad anymore. What were you going to say?
Oh, yeah, it was the change. Okay, so I used to be homeless. I'm not anymore. I could say I just need some change. Thanks. No one ever laughs at that joke. They all look at me weird. I hate it. I hate it so much.
So ascending to the learning to live and talk with like normal people was intensely interesting to me. I think I can do it in small bursts. And it's one of the things that's blocking me as like a stand-up comedian to like network.
Yeah.
Because the meet and greets, you meet all these types of people and you have to have like a way of speaking that can track onto everyone. And
yeah.
I'm sounding more and more insane the more I'm speaking like this. But I used to always think that you could show aspects of yourself, like in my healing journey, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You could show aspects of yourself to different situations.
Mm-hmm.
But now as I'm getting older, I'm like, I think you got to fucking actually just coalesce them into like a single way of speaking, no matter the person, which is scary because it's easier to talk to someone some way that might be in a different position or a different area of life than it is to find a constant in your life and hold it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the concept of what was it called? What was it? It's like when you it's when who you are,
mm-hmm.
how you would describe yourself, and how you see yourself are all the same thing.
Yeah,
you become this one thing, and then that's when you're in unity with yourself, and that's why I'm the most happiest. When who I am, like actually am, my goals, dreams, current ambitions, and how I see myself, which are different things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could lie to myself, right? And how I would describe myself to others, when that's all in line, I am the most functional. I'm so proud of myself. So when school's going well, comedy's going well, when everything's like up to, I feel, what's the word?
Happy?
Maybe that might be the simple word. In unity with myself, I guess. In alignment.
Present?
In alignment. That's the thing. When I'm in alignment, that's why I'm most myself. And it's almost like you can't fake that.
Yeah.
And that's what is demanded when you sort of enter the public sphere, when you're meeting people after shows or even just entering new situations. And I don't know exactly. That's the biggest hard lesson I'm at right now, where you got to find like your offstage headliner tone.
Yeah. That's
maybe the biggest, like a delayed lesson I'm learning coming out of homelessness. Like who am I? Always. And hold on to that. And I don't know why there's a fear of not being able to speak how I speak in like every situation. No, I'm not talking about like if a fucking, if I get like mugged, I'm like, whoa, hey, like I'm not gonna be all open and shit. But and I don't know if that. The more I look at it, the more it seems like that's like a crazy way of being. I could be wrong though too. I don't know. There's no book for this. You can fix up your life. You can get a job. You can figure out love lessons. But the upper shelf lessons in life are the hard ones that no one really talks about. That are difficult. Another one's forgiveness. I've learned. Okay, here's the thing I've learned. I've struggled with forgiveness for like a hot minute here, like for a year and a half.
Are you talking about forgiveness like from resentments or forgiveness from grudges?
Other people, interpersonal.
Okay.
And I kind of realized that the big insight for forgiveness and forgiving other people is that like if I get burned,
yeah,
and like I feel as though I'm in the right, and I kind of think about situations quite a bit. If I feel like I'm right and I am owed sort of like an apology, I'm kind of open now to different levels of apology.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, okay, let's say there's a guy, like, not every apology has to be like, I'm sorry, I love you.
Yeah.
Because, like, if someone's at, like, Home Depot and, like, they slight you, Bill from Home Depot, he might, in his understanding, he might think, like, okay, I've done something to upset Kyle. I enjoy working well enough with the guy, and I don't want any hard feelings. I'm going to apologize. Just say sorry. I don't know what. Sorry, you touched my foot, right? That was a bit of a stroke, but he's going to say like, "Hey, sorry,"
Yeah,
and that is okay. That's like enough. It's like I value the thing enough to be like, "Sorry, I want this to be okay." Not everything has to be like totally in depth, and I think I have to be okay with that. I think there's so many. I used to hang on this idea of like Cantonian moral ethics.
Yeah. Which
is really just a way to obfuscate high functioning fearful avoidance, which I've recently learned about here. Mm-hmm. Cantonian moral ethics basically says that, God, it's complicated, but it is a way to keep people away who don't mesh with your own standards of how you would treat other people. But like that's insane. Because I'm at the outer reaches of my ability to talk about this, but I'm going to like put it back to apologies. Like interpersonal skills is something that's still new to me, and they don't really teach it.
No.
You know?
Well, like, I think... Can I say something about grudges and whatever, yada, yada?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have beef?
It's not why I bring it up. No.
Do we have beef at all?
Frank's beef? No.
No. Do we actually?
I don't think so. I think I've always like, there's some people I'm just kind of like, I think I can, like, they seem like a normal, nice person, and that they wouldn't harm someone unduly or be malevolent or game against someone. I see that in you, and you haven't done that to me. And so it's just like open kind of fucking doors.
I never know though, because like this.
Sometimes I was high, dude. For 2 years I was fucking.
Well, no. Like, I'm not. And like here's the thing. I don't like bring up anything that like I think that like you could have like said or did, because like I don't know where your life was. You know, my life too. Like I was getting high too. So like, what if I just
we're just both high and like Arturo stopped talking to me. God.
But I'm by myself. That's the thing though. Like now that I think about it, it's like what if I was just high and and like I heard you say something, but then like what?
Oh, dude, I get that too sometimes. Like, where like I'll walk into a room and they'll be like, "You're drying needle, right?"
So like, here's the thing. I don't want to like, I don't want to specifically say anything that like I think you said or like did, because like those are times where like you and I both were high. So it doesn't. We weren't high together, by the way.
I think I remember you bringing this up once or something, like in the first year of comedy.
Sure. Do you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Do you want to go? Okay, so like so we were at work once, and I asked you and Tian to like stop talking.
Yeah.
And then like you literally looked over my head and continued to talk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was something that burned in my brain for a little while.
Just to get that last word in with Kian?
No, like you like looked at me.
Yeah.
And then like you looked at me and you rolled your eyes and like looked at Kian.
Yeah, I roll my eyes. I'm very careful. Listen, okay.
But
however I behaved was how you took it. So I'm sorry if
No, but here's the thing. Like the way you were talking about, I forget what you were saying. Not that I wasn't listening.
The Cantonian moral.
But like it really hit me to the fact that like we both were at job and we both just hated the job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, oh sorry, fuck man.
I like it. We don't even have to say anything now that it happens. I think we're bonding.
But the thing is, it's like now that I think about it, I would have done the same thing.
He kicked me again.
But I would have done the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't like that job either. And I just fucking hated that job. And like when I had someone, because like I was your boss, like not to like throw shade, but like I was your boss. So like maybe like you just didn't like authority at the time. But like I too just hated authority at the time too. So like I would have done the same thing. So who am I to be like, well, Kyle did this. It's like I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I would have done the same thing.
I don't even want to say this, but like, you weren't like on your tippy toes.
That's true.
You're probably just looking at kids.
But
I'm a tall dude.
But like that's the thing too. It's like I was getting high so much that like, what if I was just coming down and having a bad day and like you just did that and then like I just like sauntered into this thing? Because like, do you ever feel like in your addiction when someone does something to you, your addiction holds on to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's actually delayed. Like that's like life lessons.
Yeah. That's what I mean though. It's made me realize that. But like. The
attachment style, dude.
Where is it going with this? Oh yeah. So like I have held on to that. There are like other things too, but like, do you want to hear the other thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
actually, no.
No, right? No. Okay, we're good.
Only for the reason that like I'm still healing.
Exactly.
I was able to be nice enough.
It doesn't matter though, because like here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. I don't need to bring it up anymore, and I need to let go of these things. Because like
you can tell me like off the.
But here's the thing. What I'm trying to say is that like I need to let go of these things because, like you said,
how do you let go without an apology though? That's my big struggle.
But no. But that's what you're saying about the different kinds of apologies. Like you're here now. You asked to be on this podcast. You're being my friend. So like that itself is an apology. I don't need you to be like, I'm so sorry, Arturo, you're short. I looked over you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't need those things. It's like, you're here today. Like, we're different people. So why am I holding on to these things?
Right.
It doesn't matter.
I'm in the same boat, I think, more or less. Yeah. About that. I don't know why I need to don't even want like a full like apology like of throughout my life, like anything I've experienced.
Yeah.
I don't really want that. I was walking through GMAC today, and I was thinking about like issues I've been having, and I listened to this like Jewish philosopher guy talk. Well, I was about to defend the guy, but he was fucking gross. He had like a cold the whole time. He's like, and he kept bringing it up. He's like, sorry about that. I'm like, stop coughing. Just don't do this. Like, and then he's talking about like karma and forgiveness and stuff. And then I realized my insight was like, I had to. I don't know if you can forgive yourself, then you're able to truly apologize to someone else. And I think maybe there's like an ability, like you have to, maybe you can invert it to like other people's perspective, like for asking for an apology. Like if they've, I'm off on a fucking tangent. I
just respect your tangent though. I like tangents.
I kind of peter off. I wish I could beatbox, because if ever I was like in a I could just like
take it back, and do that like wheel spin. But like what I'm saying is like, because I definitely have a problem where like I hold grudges and like I hold like resentments towards people that have harmed me. And the thing is like I have anger problems. Like my anger, like will write them down, like write it down and then keep it in my pocket for later. And like I don't even know that I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. But then, like, when I get mad, I'm like, oh, hey, do you remember this thing, too? Because, like, I find that, like, since I haven't done drugs in, like, 3 years. Yeah. But, like, my addiction has now felt the warmth and anger now. So, like, when my addiction can't have drugs, when I get angry, it feeds off that. It, like, wants to be angry. Then, like, the notes start, like, falling out of my pockets. And I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, remember this from, like, 8 years ago? It's like, let's be mad about this for, like, an hour. I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So, like, now I need to learn how to not get an apology from people and just be okay with them and, like, forgive them myself. Because, like, I find that, like, if I'm learning now, and that's the things that, like, you were talking about, how, like, the learnings you have later on in life are the hardest ones that no one teaches you. I'm learning that, like, if I just let go of resentments and grudges I have against certain people, I'll feel less shitty about myself at, like, underdog. Mm-hmm. I won't have any fear of underdog, I won't have any fear of, like, the comic strip, of yucks, of being around people, talking to people. I don't have to be that crackhead homeless kid, like, being angry at everyone, like, everything's fine. Right? Yeah. Like, I'm not fat.
Well, it's hard with the comic strip because that's like all of Judaism, isn't it? That you have a problem with.
Yeah. Like. Well, I don't have a problem with Judaism. Yeah. I just have a problem with like what they stand for
and who they are.
Yeah,
and what they believe and how they sound.
Because like they said that Jesus wasn't God; he was like a Messiah, which is bullshit.
Meanwhile, you have no stake in either or. You just hated the attitude.
Yeah. Like, who are you to say Jesus was a Messiah?
No, I broke your chair.
It's okay.
Oh, Jesus.
This one's that chair is for me and Emily.
Okay.
Because like the cats like these chairs.
Sorry about that.
No, I have two more. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's better. No one sits in that chair, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is.
How do you do that? How do you do it? Like
what?
How do you forgive someone or like move on from things? Like you put those in pockets and like save onto them. I don't do that so much. Maybe I should. I think I just forget them.
I think it started out when I was a kid, because like when I was a kid, my grandpa would like get mad at me for like crazy things that like I didn't do, and like he kind of had like, I don't know, I don't want to say bipolar disorder, but like he would be good one day, but then he'd be fucking insane the next day. Right. Or like in the beginning of the day, he'd be happy, or the end of the night, he'd be vicious about something else, Right. And so like he would just like be mad at me about something. So then I started to learn how to like document things in my mind to like say back to him.
Oh yeah, no shit. Yeah, no, I've done like, oh yeah.
Right?
I've been in those situations.
And here's the thing, that happens in like,
it's not great.
That happens in like homelessness and like addiction, because like if you're in an argument with like a fucking street kid, you have to remember everything you know about that kid to like, because all you have on the streets is like your word and respect. No one cares about anything else, No one gives a fuck. So like if like, I don't know, like Corey comes up to me about fucking something, he's like, you're this, you're that. I'm like, hey Corey, remember that time you hit on a 16-year-old? Boom, done. He's done. Now everyone heard it. Everyone's good. Everyone's mad at Corey. Everyone's.
I just imagine him on the street. I'm like, this makes.
No, but like everyone now hates Corey. So right, no one even cares about what Corey was saying about me. It's all good, but you have to like remember these tiny little fucking things that these fucking people have done, so that later on you can like use that against them.
Interesting. What do you think would like get rid of them? Like in rehab, like they had us write them all down, throw them in a fire.
I think the steps have helped me.
AA?
Yeah. Well. Is it AA? I did. Well, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same.
I've been back in the steps, and I realized like I've been out of it for 2 years. That's just like how. That's just like it's a cyclical thing. That's how like a human being's supposed to like. Yeah.
That's how it is, which is crazy.
And so I'm like, I'm just gonna stop at 5 or 7 or whatever. Like, I'll just be fine.
But because like I don't do AA, I do CA because AA is for losers.
CA. Enjoy your relapse.
You ever notice?
Hope you'll enjoy the coffee. It's from AA's old meeting. Anyways,
I like that. I like that a lot. But
you guys are good.
You imagine? You ever notice like the methanomous whatever?
Yeah.
MCA.
Yeah.
They're way happier than.
Oh no, I've never been there.
No,
well, they're all medicated. That's my theory. They're all.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense because they're so happy. They're like the Glee of addiction. They love their lives. I'm like, holy fuck. Because like, here's the thing. I was at like one of those meetings. Everyone's like, yeah, party. But then I went to like an AA and everyone's just like, I ran over my daughter when I was drunk. It's like, holy shit. You know what I mean? But then like CA's right in the middle. Like right in the middle of like really bad to like not so bad. You know, you get different kinds of people in there. Like I belong in that class because like sometimes because like sometimes I'm okay with hearing a story like it was really bad waking up at a park. Like there was a hole in my pants, and I'm like, and everyone's like, that sucks, man. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But then like the next share is like, I killed someone, and it's like, holy fuck, you know. But like, I'm okay with that medium because like there seems to be like a balance, but there's not a balance in methanol or AA anonymous. It's either really bad or not so bad.
It's like stimulant depressant. And like CA, they experience the come down and the up. Yeah. So it's more of a rich it's spiral.
Too much. It's too much.
I like CA because like, and no one knows what we're talking about, but Cocaine Anonymous, I like Cocaine Anonymous. That's the point of the podcast, though. Because they're cool enough. Oh, I had no idea.
The point of the podcast is like...
I thought everyone knew what I was talking about.
No. The point of the podcast is like, you're listening into on like a raw conversation you would hear like on a bus.
Yeah. By the way, it's nice to meet you finally. I know it took 4 years.
Nice to meet you too.
Bit of a fearful avoidant here. Therapist told me anyways, I went to see a shrink. I don't know. Sure, like that's what I am, or I believe in attachment styles. Like I might actually go to the therapist next week and be like, "You're fucking fearful avoidant. You only see me once a week."
Yeah. What do you know about my life?
Yeah. Just like imagine like therapists are like putting all their problems on them. Like your OCD. It's like you're writing down everything I say. You're sure. It'd be fun to be a bad therapist. Don't you think?
Where were we at before we were going on tangent about CA and NA? Where were you talking about?
Where were we talking about? Life lessons, lying, forgiving, and like...
the steps. So like I learned... Cause like,
do you lie?
Do I what?
Do you lie?
Not as much as I used to.
I think that was like my first like foundation of my sobriety.
I found that like I was lying to like protect myself because I was scared those people were going to like attack me. Like that's why I lied.
The people in AA?
Well, people just in general, right? Because like growing up, I didn't want to tell like my grandpa the truth because like if I told him the truth, he'd be like, "It'd be better if you told me the truth." And I tell him the truth, and I got beat, and I'm like, "Okay, well, you lied to me."
That's bad, dude. You're not supposed to do that with kids.
And so like that taught me, I'm like, oh, I have to be a better liar. Like that's what I need to do. So I got really good at lying. And so then during my addiction, I just like lied all the time to myself, to other people, yada yada. That's how like I would do like $3,000 worth of drugs in like a month.
Well, Jordan Peterson fixed me on that.
Who?
Jordan Peterson fixed me with that.
I've never listened to Jordan Peterson.
He's good. I like OG. Listen, search up old Jordan Peterson because that guy, that message, I'm down with that. Yeah. But now he's like, you look at him, he's wearing like two colored suits. Like he's about to wear eyeliner.
Can I tell you what I thought you meant? I thought you meant Percy Jackson.
Oh.
That's why I got confused.
You mean the fantasy book novel
director? Yeah. The guy who did like the Percy Jackson movies.
Same thing.
Yeah. I thought you meant that guy. That's why I got confused when like you were like, yeah, Percy Peterson, like he saved my life. I'm like,
Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe.
Yeah. And I was like, those movies are very old.
Clean your wardrobe.
I was like, whatever got you there, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
you're just not like trying to take out my like recovery. You're like, oh yeah.
You're like the OG. I'm like, there were only 3 movies. What do you mean the OG?
Yeah, the truth is like the truth, man. You were going on a tangent there. Please continue your tangent. I love that we speak tangent.
Me too. It's nice.
I hold on to like things and I can like return to them. And
I hate when people are like, "Oh, my mind goes everywhere." It's like just remember where you were left off. Just go back.
Hold a bookmark.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Think about 2 things. Is it that hard?
Yeah.
And plan another thing you're saying.
Yeah, just be a person.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's probably really hard. We're probably missing like a billion things too.
But the steps really helped me with like lying and with letting go of grudges, because I was feeling like a very immense guilt and shame for the things I've done. So I had to like apologize to like fucking everyone, even like Kevin and Sasha and Patrick. I had to apologize to everyone, even though like they kind of deserved it. So
what'd you do to Sauce? Oh yeah, never mind.
What?
I was gonna make a joke. Listen, we can edit this out.
No, it's fine.
I'll fully explain the joke. Okay, but I'm
cool.
You said I was just making a crazy joke. You said like I had to apologize to Kevin, Sasha, and like Patrick, but you said it quick, and then I'm like, "Who's sausage?" And then she won't like that. She won't like that.
What? She'll love it.
No,
well, she doesn't even listen to these things.
Okay, well maybe too. I didn't mean because like it's just anyway a sausage.
I like.
I just didn't know it was Sasha.
And if
she
says anything, I'll call her a bitch.
Okay, that's what my brain does. It's like this is a harmless little word.
But that's why you're a comic, though, right?
I wouldn't mind calling Patrick a sausage. Though.
I call him worse.
What do you call him?
I'm merely mean to Patrick. But it's because like that's my love language though. If I'm not mean to you when like you're there or like not there, if I don't immediately make fun of you, I don't like you.
Oh, nice.
Like it's not like I don't like you, but like I like you more. Like you're my person if I do make fun of you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I called him like one time. Me and him wrestle a lot, and like we were wrestling, and I beat him, and I was like, "Hey man, like, were you trying? Like that was really easy." And he's like, "No, I was trying hard." I'm like, "Man, like
try harder."
Yeah. No, I was like, what did I say? I said that chemo really got to you. And he's like, "Thanks, I'm bald." I'm like, "Yeah, obviously because you have cancer." And like I didn't, but it's because I love him, because I am really mean to him because I love him so much. Because I'm vicious when I'm mean to someone. Anyways, the steps. So like the steps.
You should explain that though. Just at some point, be like, by the way.
I tell him, but then I call him like a faggot right after.
Nice.
So yeah.
It's nice hitting the bad words with the buds.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, he's one of the boys. I did beat him up.
The bad words.
He's really easy. I don't think he tried. I think he was fucking with me because like it was too easy. I don't know.
How do you feel about politics? Are we done with like the whole like recovery thing?
Can I say the steps really quick?
You know I'm done. No, please finish your big point.
Okay. The steps really helped me because like I had to apologize to a lot of people, and then like I felt like very shameful and guilty, but then that shame and guilt turned to responsibility. Like instead of I don't feel guilt or shame for the things I've done now, I just feel responsible for like staying sober and not doing those things again. Right. But like before that, I felt very guilty and shameful, so I would call them and I'd be like, "Hey, I'm really sorry for this thing," and then they're like, "I forgot you did that. It's fine." And then that taught me. I'm like, oh, so the things I'm mad at don't really exist. You know, and then I realized like where my anger and like guilt and shame come from. They come from a selfish place because I think that like I think that my problems and my feelings revolve around the world that I've created. But in actuality, that like
solipsistic.
Yeah, that I don't matter, and like that's okay because the only thing that matters is like I don't need to feel like these terrible things because like it's coming from a selfish place. I'm not actually sorry. I just feel like I'm important.
Maybe you can forgive yourself. This is why I was trying to in the library. Like when I was walking around, it's like. If you can, and I'm going to put in like God or the universe or whatever higher power you need. If you could see yourself in the way you behaved and like self-advocate for yourself and find out that no, it doesn't undo every bad thing you've done, that you've actually done a lot, and have that forgiveness for yourself, I think you just let go of some things. Yeah,
no. I find that. And I have slowly done that with the steps, luckily. But yeah, but politics, I have no say in politics. I don't vote.
Okay, well, we don't need to talk about it then. I didn't vote either. I meant to. I really voted.
Can I tell you about the time I only voted once?
Yeah.
It was when, because I was coming down and Patrick was bothering me about voting. And he's like, you need to vote. And I'm like, right now I don't think I need to vote because like I'm trying to get my life together, so I just don't care. He's like, yeah, but if you care a little.
That's the best time to vote.
Yeah. I'm like, he's like, if you care a little, like, you know, you get your stuff, yada, yada, yada. Like, he's trying to give me, I understand what he's doing. He's trying to give me like a thing to think about, so I didn't think about drugs. But here's the thing. I got so mad.
He tried to get you to vote his side.
Here's the thing. I found out who he didn't want to win, and that was Jason Kenney. So I was like, fuck you, I'll go vote for Jason Kenney, and I did. I'm spiked.
Jason Kenney's a fucking never mind. I was gonna say sausage. It's just a mean thing to call people.
A sausage? Why?
A sausage, I don't know.
Here's the thing I don't like about like politics. I feel that like politics is a weird rat game, like a rat race, where people put like, okay, so the elites or the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them.
Right? This is the biggest spread of an idea.
But they choose who you're going to vote for. They choose what parties you're going to vote for. Yeah. They choose who's against who. You know, they choose who's going to win. They choose who's going to lose. And then like...
So you do get politics.
But like what I don't like is like we have no real choice of like who runs our government because like they've already placed people like you're like they're like you get to vote for the NDP, the Conservatives, the Liberals, the Democrats. That's who you vote for. And then we're like, okay, and then we vote for them. But it's like, why are we being told who we vote for every year? Like, I just don't get that part. And then I don't get why, like, it feels like they want us to hate the other parties. Like, the Conservatives are always hating the NDP or the Liberals, right? They, like, don't like each other. It's like, why, though? Like, aren't we the same people? Like, who said that?
It's fashion at this point.
Yeah.
For a lot of young people, it's the mods and the rockers. It's like, I don't even want to know. It doesn't matter to some degree.
Yeah. It just feels like they're like, no, you need to hate these people because like if you don't, then you'll figure out you need to hate us. Because it's not, they're not doing anything. Like they don't, money is what pulled the plugs. Money is what puts in things in motion. And a lot of times like, okay, so like let's say you have a new election. Election just happened, right? We have a new premier or something. I don't know. Anyways, so like it takes someone, when someone wins an election, it takes them like a year or two to even change the things that were like done before.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, but then like when someone else comes in, they're just going to change them back. So it's like, we're just flipping the switch on things that are changing.
The idea is like you do such a good job that you win, you're voted back in to continue the project.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think it's like 2 years, isn't it?
I don't know. Sure. But I'm just so sick of being told.
Like a month and a week in Canada.
I'm just so sick
of
a
year and a week.
I'm just so sick of being told who I should hate and who I should like.
You know who you should hate.
It's just homeless people.
Homeless people.
We're allowed to make that joke.
Yeah, we don't feel good about it either.
No.
But no one's joking about it, so.
We joke about it so that people are aware of it, that homeless people exist. Okay,
I don't know why I brought up politics. I think it was like something I wanted to touch base with about it. I think, let me pull up my phone. I know you're not supposed to plan anything.
No, it's fine. This is also not planning anything. Do.
What do you think, what kind of... What's that?
What's what?
That.
That's a painting Emily made. Have I told you about Emily?
No.
Emily's this girl I'm seeing. We're not like official, but like we're seeing each other. Nice. We have like this open thing going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready for a relationship right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice. Are you ready for relationships? Are you there yet? Because like it's for like an addict.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain like you're supposed to be single for a year, right?
Yeah.
And so like. You're supposed to be alone for a year, and I haven't done that yet, and that kind of scares me. So, like, that's why her and we have, like, this open communication where, like, I'm allowed, like, where I'm single, I'm allowed to be single, but, like, her and we go on dates, and, like, we spend time together, like, she's spending a week here, things like that, and yada, yada. But, like, it's because I'm not ready for, like, an actual relationship just yet. Because I just got out of, like, an addiction. I just got out of that hotel, so I just feel like I've never really enjoyed my life.
Yeah.
You know? I don't need some bitch holding me down.
That's crazy. I get 100% about that. I get that, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
It's nice you guys are working through it.
Yeah. But we've been talking for an hour.
Yeah.
You can stop it if you want.
Yeah, we could do that. Let me think here. Was there anything I wanted to talk about or say?
You just have a video of me like killing someone. You're like, oh yeah, I want to bring this up.
Just at the end of a very talk. Damn. I guess we should cut it out like an hour. Give me what you're the host. Give us one more topic just to wrap it up. How do we start? We started with homelessness. Yeah, learning the complex life skills as homeless people.
You know what? I'm really glad we didn't talk about stand-up comedy. It's been talked about.
We talked about it a bit. Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
This was going to be my comedy. Yeah.
But I really like your idea. I think you should really do that.
Oh,
I don't know what to call it though. I think.
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just punching comedians and running away. No, that's not the idea. That would be a good podcast.
I think that'd be good.
Just get everyone release one episode.
You know, be really good promo that I've always wanted. I wanted to do this with Kevin, but like, we could do this like thing where it's like Coffee and Comedians. What's that one show? Jerry Seinfeld does it.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say you do that with a comedian, but, like, you don't ask them anything. You just, like, drive them around.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, you, like, start the podcast with, like, yeah, we're picking up Noah Broder. We're going to drive around, talk about comedy, yada, yada. And he thinks that, but, like, all you do is, like, drive. You don't even talk to him. And he just, like, stands there, like, so awkward. Funny. And, like, he's about, so I started comedy, and, like, but you're at the drive-thru, and you're like, can I get 3 Big Macs? What do you want? And he's like, I'll get a Big Mac. 4 Big Macs. Okay, cool. And then he's like, yeah, so I started stand-up comedy, and you're like, cool, man. Yeah,
that's so
funny. And then you like turn up the music. And so like the entire podcast or the entire interview is like him trying to talk about stand-up comedy, but like you're just driving him around.
That is funny.
And then at the end of the interview, you just like, do you want to ask me any questions? Like, no, we'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
It's like, thanks for talking comedy, man.
Yeah.
Just put it on him.
It's very like Eric Andre style.
I think you should do that. That's a sketch. That's not a podcast. You should do that. That's
I said podcast, but I just meant like a funny like video because I think that'd be just fun to do.
I might do my podcast. It's really nice having like a side project as like a stand-up comedian. The best pros have like either like a podcast, or they have like a shirt business, or they have like a podcast, or they got like this like website comedy project, like a podcast. It just makes people balance when there's like not just.
I think also it helps your brain, right? Because like you can't just be doing the same thing creatively. You have to like be doing other things. Otherwise, your brain's like, I'm sick of this.
Can we talk a little bit about comedy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I love talking about comedy. I used to do the ruining the joke.
Do you stand up?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Native mustache. I used to run a podcast where I just like would deep dive comedy here.
Who's your least favorite guest?
I'm not telling you. This is not what I wanted to talk about. Comedy. What's going on there when you get on stage? Like, are you becoming a character? Are you trying to speak as your genuine self? Are you doing you times 10? Is this rehearsed, or is it a loose aiming? Like, what's the machine doing when you specifically go on stage? Because I think it's different for everyone.
What I'm trying to do is be my complete self, but a little more, I guess, theater invoked, if that makes sense. So I'm like trying to be up there, just be me, because I don't think... by experience, I don't think I need to go up there and like put myself to a 10 because like the way I talk and my mannerisms are already a 10, like energy wise. Yep. You know, like people always think like, whoa, you're a lot. I'm like, this is me normal. Like, this is just how I talk. But that being said, I try to go up there and just be me, but be like slow and just be more, have cadence with how I talk. So like when I tell a story, I want to slow myself down and say the story and like let them be involved, description, yada, yada. Because I feel like what I'm learning is like I'm at my best when I'm storytelling. I think I'm a storytelling comic. I started with telling people. I started with doing like one-liners and those jokes, yada yada. But I find that I'm better at now doing stories and storytelling. So I think when I go up there, the machine's being like theater mode.
Interesting. Like, but you're still trying, you're not a character.
No, I am me on stage, but if you saw me on like a theater play, like kind of like Bo Burnham, where like it's him, but like it's just a little bit of a stage play kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, stagecraft, like you're presenting. Yeah, it's not acting, but not it is acting, performing.
Performing though.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some people, acting, jumping into a character is kind of like putting like a barrier between them and the audience.
Yeah.
And I think you can be more creative when you sort of adopt sort of a persona that the muse can communicate with, because there's things I can do on stage that I would never say off stage. And only because I have this like kind of weird persona, I'm able to talk about.
What's your persona?
If like, I tell you that, I'm gonna have to kill myself. No, I haven't really thought about it too much. And I don't like to play with the muse. Ryle.
Nice.
I just named it.
No, I know. I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot.
But the stage character, it's part of the stage craft, I think. Do you ever talk with some comedians and they're like, you ask like, hey, what's the stage character like? And they get like super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating to me that there's different types of comedians that like, they're all taking these different approaches.
Do you ever find that you're talking to a comic and like, they're not off? Like you still like can tell that they're on?
Yes. 100%. Yeah. I was telling, in social psychology, I was telling talking about the teacher. It's like some of these headliners, they are always on.
Yeah.
And I think you need to eventually do that to be good at the business. This is what I was talking about before, finding like the unified self. Yeah. And in my mind, it always seemed like disingenuous to be like on stage as you are off stage. But maybe there's like, they all seem, and I don't mean you, if one of the headliners I was on talking about, but they're always on. And I'm like, this is kind of insane. Yeah. And like, is it just happen at like the 10-year mark, you just go insane?
I think
I wouldn't do it.
I think it would just be easier. Because like once you get off, you're just like, it's just easier doing this until I go to bed.
That's a long time. You're just like brushing your teeth. It's like in headliner mode.
You're still on the microphone with the toothbrush.
I promised I wouldn't slip, but like I'm at year 4 now, so I might slip. I might snap this year.
The thing is, it's like I get like that when I do Trav. I'm Trav.
Trav's interesting. Yeah. That's your character.
I do. Trav's a character. He's like, he reviews things. He's very energetic. He's me at like a fucking 10. Mm-hmm. He's me at a 10. And so Trav, I find that when I'm filming Trav, I'm like, I'll do like a little one, like, oh, today we're going to do Lysol sprays. I'm really excited about this one. We're going to see how it tastes. We're going to see how it feels on my skin. Let's try it out. Yeah. You know, but like, pump that up to a 10. And so right after I do that, I'm done. I get this weird sense of like dread on me. You know, it's kind of like coming out of the shower and coming out of the shower, but you don't have a towel.
Okay, so you're like exposed. Like
yeah. It feels like that when I come out of.
Is there any relief to it at all?
When I'm editing, because I think when I'm Trav, I'm like, this is gonna be stupid.
Dude, you contacted the muse. I think you're like letting it come out. Like there's no script; it's just pouring out.
I think so. I think you're right. And like, I just get uncomfortable and I get weird when I come out of Trav. Because like I think it's because after I'm done recording, Arturo has to come, like Judy has to come out, and we have to now think about like what's next, right? Yeah. But like I'm still want to be Trav, and so I'm stuck at this like, oh, but I want to be Trav. What would Trav want? It's like, shut up. Trav doesn't know what he wants. We have to now do the next thing. We have to think about the next thing that we have to do now. And so Judy has to take care of Judy's my production company. So Judy has to do that now. And then I know that Trav is waiting. And I think that's where that anxious feeling comes from, is that Trav wants to just like hang out and be fun. But it's like, we do have to do this logistically. Like, what is the next step Trav would do? Right? But like Travis is like, I want to be free. It's like, yeah, but we also have to find out what you're going to do next. So we have to do that.
That sounds like a great outlet that you've constructed for yourself.
Trav is nice. I like Trav. And that's what I mean by like, it's good to be a stand-up comedian, but like you also have to have other things you want to do, other like outlets, because you'll get crazy. Because right now I have like serious things I'm doing, like the flail and like short films and stuff like that. But like Trav is like one of those things where I just get lost in Trav, and it's just nice screaming at a camera. Yeah, you know, I don't know where Trav's going to go until I stop recording. And then I have to think about it. Like, when I'm Trav, I'm just Trav, and it's fun. You know, that is it. Yeah. But I think Trav is the only like character thing I have. But here's the thing, though. I find, sorry, I'm like on a whole.
No worries, you're crying. Like, no.
But like when I'm on stage, Trav does come out sometimes if I need him to, and then I pump him up, and then I go back down.
That's cool. I've seen you do that. I've seen you do that. Kate, are you ready to shift the comment?
Yeah.
Stagecraft. So that's another thing that like I love talking about. Some comedians, and I think the pro headliners know this, and either they don't know how to teach it or it's like a coveted secret or something. I'm all fucking, everyone's fucking blah, 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 blah. So I think part of me thinks it's like a coveted secret, but I've always suspected that stagecraft is what makes a headliner. You can get most of these 2 or 3 year comics headlining road work, provided they have the jokes, if they know the stagecraft to prevent a bomb. Road work and professional jobs, if you watch headliners enough, they're all just doing like using magic potions. They're using like counter moves on stage to prevent a bomb. And most of being a pro is preventing the bomb before it happens. So you adjusting to an audience that you've noticed maybe like dipped or something by amping them back up and then gearing down. That sounds like a potion. Something like if you're about to bomb on stage, I call these potions. I'll drink like a potion. I have like 5 set jokes I go to that if I'm about to bomb, I'll use the potion and then I get like 1 heart back and I can if I get like another joke in, I'm back in the game.
I like that. Right now I'm trying to learn how to
stagecraft. Tone shifts.
Right now I'm trying to learn how to do that because like I find that if I'm bombing, I just like go through the entire set bombing. I don't know
what happened. I start doing that too. I just start crashing the plane.
Yeah.
I sit in the back of the plane. I give up.
You're the pilot, but then you're like, you know what? Fuck it. And then you just like let go of the controls. You're like, I'm going to get myself a drink. And then you go in the back, you start making a drink. The plane's going down. Everyone's screaming, but you're just like, it's going down, guys. You like buckle yourself in and you're having the drink. You have like the little fucking popcorn chips they give you and you're just eating, drinking. You're just like, fuck it.
Smoking weed.
Yeah. You're just like, you might as well go down with the ship. But I find that I don't know how to get out of that. I have to keep going through.
Yeah.
I have to know where the bomb's going to go. It's not like I don't like it. I don't know. I just need to know how the set's going to go because I find that if I drink the potion, I don't know if the set was funny or not. Because like, what if something was funny with the set that I don't know yet?
That's the thing. It's like the tender balance between like the pro Plato's chair delivery of a joke, like the perfect form, and then the muse work.
Yeah.
Me and Stephen Darnell talked about this a bunch. That's stand-up comedy. It's like you either are doing like perfect form delivery of a joke, which is like Plato's idea of a chair, the perfect chair. That's the perfect delivery that works in every stage on every show that you want to hit. And then you also have to leave space for the muse, which is Trav, which you can insert stuff, you can play and jazz, between the lines. And also, you can also do mainly muse work. This is why I was doing when I was high. By the way, I forgot how to bomb. I forgot how to prevent a bomb as soon as I started smoking weed that whole year. Like, I think that's what messed me up. I was too loose. But you can also do sets where you're fully muse work and like, I don't know, it's like a bit of like perfect form where you can start a joke loose, but find that ending is going to hit at the end.
It's almost like controlled chaos.
And but it has to be, yes, it is kind of controlled chaos. What I've found is it can't be 50-50 or even 60-40. It might literally only work when it's like 90% and 10%.
Ooh, that's a hard like line to throw though, right?
Yeah, I've tried. So each set, like maybe a master can dip into like perfect form on stage and like total muse work off stage. But it's, how many ways do you find you can talk? Like, how many ways do you find you can be on stage? Because I've split my fucking act into like 4 different fucking amateurs up there. And my stand-up psyche's fractured, dude. I used to be like Art Belrose, just like, joke.
Yeah.
And then I like started smoking weed. And people always, this fucked me up too. I'm ranting now. I'm also crying.
We're both crying.
This fucked me up too. Like I heard, they talk about like, well, the goal with stand-up comedy is you want to figure out how you talk on stage, exactly how you talk off stage, And I always heard that, and it's like a common lesson. But like, well, I just heard that, and I'm like, that's not done either. Like, I talk off stage. You want me to talk? That's a maniac too. So I've just fractured my psyche.
You know, I think
on stage, off stage, I'm fine. I'm fucking killing it.
He's not. No. I think I only have Okay. So recently, I think I found my third, which is like deadpan. Like I'm really good at lying, I guess. I'm really good at lying on stage if I want to joke. Like I go on stage and I'm like, okay, guys, we're going to do some crowd work. This is where I, the comic, talk to you, the audience, and you tell me something about your life and I comment about it and we all laugh. Yada, yada, okay?
Yeah, that's crowd work.
Yeah, so like that's just crowd work. So we're going to do it, okay? Yeah. And I'm like, sir, what's your name?
It's Kyle.
Good for you. Next. Miss, with what do you do? You know, and I do that for the entire crowd work. And like, they find it like really funny, especially when like, it's such a weird deadpan, like, I don't know what kind of comedy it is, but it's like very just deadpan and weird that like someone's like, you're going to tell me something about your life and I'm going to comment about it. And that's the joke. Mm-hmm. And then I do it exactly like that. And then they love it. They're like, ha, that's so funny. Cause like, I'm not doing the norm. And I think that's like my third persona on stage is just very like deadpan, just like serious. Like you don't know if I'm joking or not.
I think I've seen this guy at, this version of you, like even all the way back at Old Burns. It's kind of this alpha quietness.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not having a good time. I don't care much about you. Let's get this going, but it's funny.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And then like my persona I'm doing now is just very like that.
You know what Ferris talks like? It's just, I had a blurb in my bed. You know Ferris IKEA?
Yeah.
I figured out like just last time he was in Edmonton, how he headlines. If you ever seen Ferris, he headlines like he's explaining to a cop why he pulled him over.
Yeah, I just saw him the other day. He does do I like that. Exactly. I like that.
It's his persona.
And then like my first one is that like
You said your third? Like,
sorry. So that's the one I just found out like the other day that I think I have that like very the way you're saying the alpha loner, like I don't want to be here, but I have to be here, so I'm doing the bare minimum. And then the other two are like me when I'm aggressive. Like I can like I can go into like that Trav mode of like chaotic aggressiveness of like I'm kind of like just like loud and energetic, but like it's controlled. I meant to be this way, but like I can turn it on and off like a switch. And then like the first one's just like me when I do like my kind of like theater work, you know, when I'm just like on there telling a story and like I have candidates, I'm kind of like, you can tell that my emotion and like goes with like my movement. Like I'm trying to like, when I describe something, I'm looking at you and I'm trying to describe it in your mind. Like I'm trying to like paint a picture in your head.
Yep.
Like that's like,
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's like what I'm doing now, I guess. But I think the third one is like that, like alpha loner, that very like, I don't want to be here, but it's my job.
That's a big spread of different personalities.
Yeah, I did the crowd work thing the other day, last week, and it like worked out really well. Actually, it was fun. I haven't done that in a long time since O'Burns.
I have a theory. Have you ever combined them?
No.
I have a theory that like, in my best 30s, I have like flows and chapters where I can like dip into my wild, dip into my serious. I always start presentery. Yeah. Like the gala fucking native talk. And then like by the middle, I'll kind of talk more normal and more loose. I think that makes up what a headline act is, or even an opener act. Because you see a lot of comics, and I'm not naming you.
I like how we think someone is listening.
There's no one going to listen. But you see these comics, and I love a lot of these comics. I love all these comics. I'm caging my words around like no one. I don't actually have anyone in mind. But some comics have they're funny, but like for 30 minutes it's just like the same tone, the same joke. Yeah. And when I was starting, I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch that for like an hour or if that should be on TV. Yeah. But it's the levels that makes the headline. To be able to, if you go to the comic strip, the headliner will take steps back, slow down the pace, and like enter like a very conversational. It gives like movements for like inviting the audience to breathe and shifts, you know, and then they get back up to yelling. And I think that's like low key. Another thing that's not talked about that makes a headliner, the stagecraft. You got to find 3 different versions of yourself and like mix it in your act. Maybe next time I'm up, I'll try to like combine all 3 and see what happens. At the same time. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. The spread is crazy though. My spread of like different onstage personas is insane. I would love just to be a joke guy. Just a joke guy who goes up there and talks like this, you know, do you think fish ever get in the right schools? Ha 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 ha. Next joke for an hour. That would be so great. No.
That's fun.
How do you want to cap this on an hour 30?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm going to start a comedy podcast. I love talking about this.
Just wait.
The comedy podcast I was going to do was like the last one's called Ruining the Joke. That's still available on audio.
Where can you find it?
I think on my Instagram, there's links to
I'll take it. It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'm going to do maybe like Writing the Joke, which is kind of a loose way of talking with comedians about topics and like forgetting that we're talking about it, but trying to be funny and then seeing where that goes. I think I can aim it appropriately where by the end of like an hour, we'll have like at least a few jokes where it's like, write that down. Because I've always thought with comedy, writing jokes is like if you make people laugh in a group, comics or otherwise, that's a joke. It doesn't even like exactly how you delivered it usually works on stage for me. And like people are like, I don't know how to write a joke. It's like, if you make a group laugh, just say that on stage. The weird part is you have to like reverse engineer it and set up yourself to say that in response to yourself, which is hard. But have you ever made a group of people laugh? Usually someone sets it up for you. They'll be like, I had a garbage can the other day and it was my mother's garbage can. Then you'll be like, your mother's garbage. You have like a smart thing.
You're talking about like off stage, right?
Joke writing, yeah.
Yeah, I've made groups of people laugh. I'm really good at like zoning in on like just making people laugh if I want to make them laugh or not. If I'm in a group of people.
Yep.
Like I'm really good with people, I just don't like people.
I think that's what made us comedians, being able to like make people, like groups of people laugh.
Yeah. Because like when you can make your drug dealer laugh, he gives you more drugs. That's what I learned. So I got real good at it real fast. But yeah, I can make people laugh like if I need to. I find that maybe that's another persona. Because like I find that like if I want, I find
Can I interrupt you?
Huh?
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah, go.
How do you write a joke?
Like me?
Yeah.
Oh man. How do I write a joke? Just wait, I'll let this person. Let's just take a pause. I know, my bad. We're still recording. Do you mind hanging out in the room? Okay. Take her with you. Just kidding.
Can you throw some things in the freezer then?
Yeah, sure. Emily, this is Kyle. Kyle's Emily.
I think we've seen each other. Hi.
I'm not doing what she said. You got ice cream. You didn't see anything.
Are you still recording on your lapel?
Huh?
Are you still recording on your lapel?
Yeah.
Nice.
This
is the $1 million question. I'm gonna get really close and deep here.
Yeah, do it.
How does one write a joke? Because it's almost like a great shame to some people. Like they don't want to talk about it. They get all cagey. They start eating ice cream.
Can I show you my joke book?
Yes, please. Always, please. I love looking at most joke books. My joke book, I write so scratchy that people think it's Cree. They're like, is that Cree? I'm like,
that's racist.
It's not that bad.
No, that's fine.
No, I think that's
okay. So what I've been doing is, sorry.
ASMR.
Okay, so what I do is I write my segue of like how I'm gonna start it. So I'm X amount clean, and then my joke it's a trigger because the joke is like so.
Oh, you break it.
Yeah.
You just jump down one line for the joke.
Yeah. One line for the joke, and then the segue I write down. And then on the other pages, I write down the actual joke. So then I can see my entire set and see I'm X amount of clean. What the fuck's that?
It's like it's hyperlinked.
Yeah.
On the actual back page.
Yeah.
That's
And then and then I have all these jokes, and then I could just go to where the jokes actually are, and then I could just go through the jokes, and then I know what I'm doing. But then like if I want to just take like these many jokes, like these 3 jokes at the end, then all I have to do is like grab these jokes, know where they are, and then I just say them out. But then what I have to do on the spot, I have to know how to get into them. Because I'm really good at segues. That's where I feel, not really good at segues, but I feel most comfortable when I say a segue.
Right. So you have in your back of your mind the 3 jokes. Like before you go on stage, you're like, remember the last 3 landing jokes.
Yeah. Like if before I go,
I used to do that too. I used to be like, fucking remember the drummer bit at the end if you're in trouble. You know? That's the problem. Like we talked about, I don't know how to get out of a bomb. Like if I choose these 3, the only way I can do the set if I say these 3, and if I start bombing, I just crash the plane. I just have to continue saying it, because if I try to do something else, I'll get nervous and scared and I'll fuck it all up. My go-to, I used to have like go-to like jokes where I'm like, if you're ever in trouble, say these. I'm so sick of saying like my best jokes that like I say it with no emphasis. That's another thing too, saying like jokes the same way, like you said it the first time. Someone told me that. It was Ryan Short or someone. They said like, that's what makes a pro. It may have been Ryan Short. But like you have to figure out how to say it fresh every time. Because I hate my jokes. You know, like my opening joke. Hello everyone, I'm native. Part native. The other part's also. I don't get that joke. I've said it so many times. I don't get what I'm saying. I don't know why
you hate it
laugh.
by now?
Yeah. I start insane because I'm like, I guess I'm just an insane guy. Because I don't know why everyone's laughing.
I hate this one joke that I have. I hate the joke is so I'm 3 years clean, then everyone applauses, and then I'm like, wait, don't applaud. Like it's a trigger. I hate that one because I don't get it. I don't know why that's funny. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me why it's funny?
Just because you set them up to support them, and then you just play them into a trap where they felt guilty that they...
I hate that joke. I hate it so much. Mm-hmm. But what joke I got from that, and that's the thing, if I think of a story that goes with that joke, then I write that story out, then that's a new thing that goes underneath it.
I write in like, you're connecting all these jokes. I have all this joke books. Like here's my great shame about my comedy act. I have never actually taken all my notebooks and like done the work about putting it in like this compendium of like, I haven't done that. I probably have like a lot of work to do, but like I've never actually compiled them. So when you say you take that little bit and put it in like a longer place or something, I don't do that. I'm a one-line joke writer to like my soul, and I've found I can group them. But
that's what this is.
Work.
That's what this is like, because like I was like, what's the point of this stand-up comedy? Like, what am I supposed to be fucking doing?
The first page, you're like, this is this one page.
But this is like, what's the point of all this? And then I think about, I'm like, well, I guess the point of stand-up comedy is to make a special, right? Like a special you can sell, and that's where the flail came in. I'm like, well, what if I like document that process of like writing a special out? And I'm not saying like this special is going to be sold to Netflix. Right. It's like just doing that, like just making a special, because I don't think a special has to be like sold to be a special. It's like a film. If you made a film, it is now a film. It doesn't have to be like
a special film.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like in studio or like 2 hours long to be a film. Like a film is a film.
Lisa Baker said that too. She's like, yeah, a special can be 2 minutes long thereby. Yeah. That's not how she talks.
Kind of is.
But she's saying like on YouTube, it's like, it's a showcase of your jokes, I think.
That's what it is. Because like I feel like a lot of people, they put expectations on like because success of something.
You don't even need audio.
Success of something and the art of something are completely different. Yep. If someone makes a stand-up comedy special, it is still special. Even if it doesn't get seen by anyone and it's on YouTube, you put it out there, you paid money for it, it's still a special.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like a fucking, it's like chicken. If you get chicken at like, Prestige, Safeway, it's still chicken. But if you get it at like the Asian supermarket and like you're kind of weirded out by it, it smells weird, and you can see the chickens in the back, they're still fucking cutting. It's still chicken. That's still chicken. It's just fucking weird, you know?
I totally 100% on board. That actually reminded me of this idea. Like it's going to be like, I got this plan where you know what? I'm not going to tell you, but it's going to be sick. You just watch. It's going to be really cool. But it's based on that idea. Because like Shane Gillis, he got first off, he's hilarious, but he got famous off like probably like a 2-night filming at some club, and it was like a minimum entry level like professionalism. You can do that. You can make a special, and you don't need like a Netflix special or any big production company. I have enough. We collectively, every video camera guy here in the city can shoot a special.
Yeah,
it just takes a bit of planning to do it, and 3 nights or 6 shows.
But the thing is like everyone can shoot a special. It's not like a big thing. Shooting the special isn't hard. It's like getting out there that's hard. That's what you would not need, but like that's what you need to like take the next step.
I got a plan for this. It's really cool. You're gonna actually, I'm not gonna tell you. You have to see.
I have an idea.
I do actually have a fucking.
I have an idea. We go to like where they tape specials in like fucking Toronto, and we like. I know why that's so funny. And we hold people hostage, and we tape our specials there.
Yeah,
and every time they don't,
the audience,
and every time they don't laugh because they're scared, we pull out like the trigger for the bomb, and then they start laughing, and they're like, "Nice,
nice." Then we put it away, but then they're like, "Did we lose them?"
Exactly.
We're just doing a one potion special all the time. What we were talking about before, I might need your help because there was like a point. It was like joke writing, and this was the last thing I really wanted to touch.
We were talking about joke writing and how we write jokes. This is how I write jokes, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes, I remember. This is the structure of it. What I really wanted to get is how do you... I have two reasons. You talked about what's the purpose of trying to do the special. And you say it's like moolah, bling. Not your words, but like that was the idea. I have a deeper question, like maybe framed differently.
Yeah.
I ask all these comedians this. What do you think stand-up comedians as an archetype or a function in a like society back in tribal days, the want for comedians to get people to laugh at things they normally wouldn't laugh at, to like pull them towards or away from a line of something they've decided about in life. What do you think we're up to? What do you think we're doing when we want to try and get people to laugh at things or change their perspectives? What function are we doing? What's the cause? What universal energy is creating this transcendent, this God energy that basically has transcended? I'm just fucking with you.
No, but like, so your question is, what do I think is the biological reason why like human beings or stand-up comedians?
What's their function? What's soul? Like, what's the soul?
Yeah, what's
why are we doing this? Why do we have a compelling need to do this?
Yeah,
it's not to make people laugh, but to shift perspectives, have a message.
I think it's because like a lot of humans, we want to be heard, and so it's easier to like be heard when like someone's laughing at you, you know? Because like let's say you see the preacher, right? If the preacher on like White Ave, he would do a lot better if he was funny, you know? He would
just maybe laugh at. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though? He would do a lot better if he was fucking funny. A lot more people would like him. I'm sure that, like, it's like, if you look at, like, Adolf Hitler, you know, he was very, isn't it Adolf?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I guess I didn't have to say that. Because, like,
no, never. You don't ever need to.
Can you imagine if no one knew? And so it's like,
is he talking about baby Hitler? That doesn't make sense at all.
But okay. So if you look at Hitler, like people are always like, "Oh, he was very charismatic." It's like, was he funny? That's what that must mean. Because like he must have been funny to like get people to kill other people. He must have been that, right? Like he must have been charismatic. Because like if you look at like Dave Chappelle or like Adam Sandler, I'm just like choosing famous comedians. They're charismatic. Like something about them, you want to listen and believe in them, right?
They're compelling.
Yeah, compelling. And so like that's why you see Hitler. But it's like you now are like, I wouldn't do that, right? I wouldn't do that. But then like it's not like you wouldn't do that, but if you know someone like a comic, if you have a funny friend, you're more likely to like believe them and like them if they're charismatic and funny about it, you know? Right. So I think that's why we do it. I think because we like to be heard, we like to be heard, and we have like some weird message to say about ourselves. And then we want to present that, but we can't just present that on a soapbox because we'll look like that crazy preacher who like hates gay people, I guess. And like that's, you know, his message. Yeah. But like we want to present it into like a nice little bow, a nice little box, and like give it to someone so that they can take it and they can enjoy it. But like the only way we can do that is like if we're funny about it.
Yep.
You know?
I would think Totally. Picking up what you put down. I think the street preacher, Hitler, and stand-up comedians are all filling out the same function. It's modeled after back in tribal days. I don't know if this is my thought or I've heard Joe Rogan say it so often that I think it's my own thought. But the amalgamated answers I've put together is like it's something close to, and I didn't used to have an answer. Stand-up comedy is kind of close to the hero speech that we used to do for years. Think about being in tribal days back in the day.
Yeah.
If you had to make a point to stand up in front of everyone, be brave, be vulnerable, and shift an idea like, no, we're not going to the mountains. The mountains are, listen, the fucking hotels are probably already booked. You're making a laugh. We got to go across the river. And you believe in that. The river is the right way for the tribe. And you shift people's ideas.
Yeah.
And you know you're right. That is like the hero speech.
Yeah.
And if we know we're right and we're proving we're right by having people laugh at their perspective being changed, maybe that's the function we're doing. And now there's no real hero speeches to give. So you have all these like, warriors in peacetime, just, having these speeches. But the thing that's the closest analog I think I have. So when we have a message too, like I think it's important to get people to move towards the better river or the better plains, and that's societally right now. I just want to finish because I think the reason why comedians are so weird is because back in the day, you just had to do that like once or twice, maybe a year. We're doing it like every night. Do you know like Lord of the Rings? Like,
yeah.
What if Aragorn had to do that speech at the end of the like every night? It's just by the end of the year, he'd be like. He's be all loose.
Fuck this, yeah, I get. But I like what you said about being right, because that also could be another thing why we do it. Because like we feel at our core what we're saying is right. Even like a one-liner joke, we feel like this is the right thing to say in the moment. We want to be right. And laughter and like applause is a good way of being like, ha, I knew it. I was right. That worked,
Yeah.
We enjoy gratification and we enjoy like just being right about something we say, because no one wants to like seem dumb or look dumb. So when you say like a dumb joke, like a one-liner like Mitch Hedberg, right? Mm-hmm. Like he didn't really say anything. He just said jokes. But his jokes were so smart that you were like, whoa, that's a smart guy. Without him even saying anything like political or like about social norms or anything like that. He just said one-liners, but everyone thought he was like a genius because they were so good. And I think that's what people want. I think people also want to be right about their mindset.
Right. Yeah, clever. That's part of it.
But without being like, I'm the smartest one in the room, Right, but like if you're the funniest person in the room and you have really good jokes and people put that with like clever, that was really funny. That was really smart. You have to like be smart to think about that, even though like they took them like a year to think of that one joke.
It's kind of a puzzle. I like that people have to figure out the puzzle of it. And if they laugh, it's like, kin in the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're usually crazy guys for my jokes. The people who comment on my fucking things are like these like out of work wizards that lost their power. Like my audience, they're all crazy. I listen, not you specifically.
Not you
specifically. I would add one last thing to that. I don't totally pick up what you put down. You should talk about comedy more often in this podcast. But I would say there is one mystery still remaining to the hero speech solution. It's that we're doing it for comedy. Like if this truly did track, maybe we would be doing like politician speeches. Like there's something that makes comedians unique because we're doing it not to compel action, but to sort of shift minds for humor. Like there's an element that moves it away from the hero speech reason. Have you ever heard about the Heyoka?
No.
Oh, it's this really cool thing. It's this native. I can. Just joking. Most people know.
I'm trying to think of like the comedy thing. Why?
It's in the zeitgeist.
Why is it comedy though? Why is it comedy? Yeah. Why are we trying to make people laugh? I think that just comes from like someone's own like. I think you kind of answered it yourself. Like we don't have to cross a river anymore, and we don't have to go over the mountains anymore. But like right now, the only thing you can do is like the only thing you can give someone that they don't have right now is like happiness from nothing, right? Because like that's what stand-up comedy is. It's like where you take nothing and you forge it into something. Someone has like a nothing idea, like airplane food, and like they turn that into comedy. and then you give that to someone.
A whole room laughing. It really fills it with light.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's the only thing you can do, right? Yeah. But then, like, if you go back to the caveman day where, like, someone's like, what should we do? Like, we'll go across the river. You are now filling that room with hope and happiness.
You're right. Dude, right? Fucking high five me. Yes.
I would like to talk more about comedy, but, like, it just depends on the guest I have. You know? Because, like,
so true. Well, I guess, yeah.
Because, like, you're a comedian, so, like, we talk about comedy.
That's so funny.
Right?
I thought you were, like, just ripping half the... I assume you'd have non-comedians on.
Yeah.
You know, I think people want to hear about your comedy to be able to talk about it. Because you're very unique in where you're coming from. You're very mystery. You're like a mystery box kind of comedian.
I don't know. I'm just
whenever I get up there, I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? We didn't talk about how you write jokes. I think it's lightning bolts, but I hear these weirdos who like actually put down paper to pen and like just fucking chunk.
No. This is how I write my jokes. I wrote them all out. I write it word for word,
like sentence by sentence.
Yeah, sentence by sentence. I write it out.
Okay, but where's the idea? Do you know where you're going when you start writing?
This is gonna sound super douchey, but I imagine people laughing.
Me too. Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Thank God.
Okay. You think I'm bombing in my brain when I say
Okay, good. Because, like, here's the thing. When I write these jokes, these premises, in my head, I'm like, here. So, like,
that's what I did before I did comedy. That's not crazy at all.
If you want to
it might be a bit crazy.
Okay, so, like, this joke right here. If I wanted to
before you start. I have to be. I feel like there's a lot of pressure to laugh at this.
There's not. But okay, so just let's put our headspaces somewhere. I'm in my room by myself right now. Okay, I'm writing out these things.
Where am I?
You're a ghost.
How do I feel?
You're intrigued.
Okay.
So like we're both hanging out in my room. You're a ghost.
Okay.
Intrigued. You're watching what I'm doing. I am like pacing around my room, trying to think of this funny story.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah, boo. I don't know if you're booing at me or maybe you're just like being
I'm just
scared.
Cold. Yeah. I'm intrigued.
So then I just say to myself, I'm like, okay, wedding planner, the science of buying drugs. There's a science to buying drugs. That's funny. Mm-hmm. That's a relatable thing because people, like, before people go have breakfast, they have like a little mini ritual they do. Like maybe they wash their hands first, or like they brush their teeth first, or they get their coffee first. There's always a ritual to starting your day.
Right.
And like you would know, that sounded like a dig. Like you would know because you're a drug addict.
Now I know. It took 30 years.
But there's a ritual to addiction, right? Like everyone has like a certain thing you did before you get the drugs. Yeah. If you didn't, you're a loser. So so I'm walking into my room. I'm thinking about like, that's funny. What did I do? And the first thing I do is if I wanted to get drugs on a Tuesday, I would text my dealer as I'm waiting for a response. I'm cleaning my place because my relapse deserves the best. Right. Yeah. So like I'm in my room like, that is funny because like it's a juxtaposition of like I'm cleaning my place to do drugs.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, why is that funny? I'm like, well, because my relapse deserves the best.
Well, you're self-caring. Like there's love.
Because I love myself.
You love your future self, your future high self.
Yeah. That's how much I love cocaine. I wanted to come on like a golden, like a fucking rug. I pulled out like a red carpet to the Oscars. I'm like, here, come watch the show. Come on. You know, it's like I do that, but like all the way through. I just say the story inside my head and then think of funny moments and then applaud to myself. I'm like, that's pretty funny. Let's see if it worked. Because like generally, if like I think it's
you skipped a step. I don't understand. And this is key, please. So you do that for the whole way down, you said? Like, you go through the story. I don't know where you got, like, where did the magic happen when you said you're cleaning up so you're, like, happy when you come back high? That's the joke. Did you have that in your mind when you started the story? Well,
the first joke was I'm waiting. I'm cleaning my place because my relapse deserves the best. Yeah. That was the joke. Yeah. So I thought of that because okay. So I think that came from
out of the blue.
No, not out of the blue. I'm just funny. Just kidding.
Damn it! It's just like this molecule. It's like the Large Hadron Collider moment. It's like, where does this come from? Where does the fun?
I think I think that joke came from just because like we said, personas.
Yep.
I'm just myself on stage. Uh-huh. So like, what is honest right here? Like, what is the honest truth of why I'm cleaning my place? It's because my relapse deserves the best. That's why it's funny. Because like it's just true. Yeah. Why would I be cleaning my place? Because I don't want to be high thinking about how dirty my place is. I want my relapse to be I want my relapse to like be comfortable. That's what I want. Right? So like, but that's honest. That's true. So like that's why it's funny. So I write it down. Yep. And so all the way along, I guess that's where it comes from. Like all the way along when I get this one joke, that's how it's going to go throughout the entire thing. So every other tiny little joke that I have in the set are coming from truth.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So like, for example, I'll tell you another joke. Okay, so another one is like, to get money, first I go to the bank to get cash instead of an ATM across the street because I don't want to deal with ATM fees because I want to be financially responsible. Right? Like that's another funny tag, but it's also honest. I only thought of that because why else would I go to an ATM? Because like to make myself feel better about relapsing, I need to do everything else right before I do the first line. So that's that.
Can I ask it, when that joke popped into your mind, were you doing that when you were like using and you had that funny thought?
No,
this was just you thinking about a situation and then like almost like a buddy to yourself in a group. Yeah, like, you said a funny thing.
Yeah, like I
okay, so you don't know where it fucking comes from. No one fucking knows where.
But no, because like I allow writing time, right?
Yeah.
So like I allow every day a time to write, and then that's when I do this. I like go through my sets and I'm like, okay, what is funny here?
That's so cool though. It's so cool that like, I guess you have to tell the story.
This is Judy, right? Like this is Judy's production company. She's like logistically, and she's like, we have to do this now. This is how you do this. But then like writing it is Trav, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. So like Trav is writing it out.
Interesting.
Right. Because like you're talking about like business and networking. Like there has to be someone who like knows how to like drive the ship. You know, like if something breaks, they have to know how to like put it back on track. But then someone has to be like downstairs eating mud because it's funny. Like, you know, someone has to be cooking the food. Someone has to be like preparing the dishes, right? So like there has to be two sides of like a cruise, I guess is what I'm saying. Like there's someone like working on the cruise, making sure the ship's going like forward.
That sounds like you're just having a relationship with yourself. You're like taking care of like the inner child and having room to play.
Yeah. I actually... it's going to sound crazy.
That's nice. No, that's normal. I think that's what... Meanwhile, I'm like, it has to be a single monotheistic...
You ever watch Bo Burnham What?
Yeah.
It came from that.
You think we know you or what? Which
no.
That's still my iPod.
When he does the brain song.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's like, he's like, you, I'll create the form, and then I'll create the form, I'll put it all together, and then you write it out.
That's Bo Burnham, left brain, right brain.
Right brain, left brain.
He's artist. He's an artist.
Yeah. And so like that's where I got that from because like Bo Burnham's What is the real reason why I started stand-up comedy because I don't really tell this story a lot, but so it was the time where my active addiction was happening, and I was in Grand Prairie, obviously. So I was in Grand Prairie, and I had like a plate of Coke, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was like, I don't want to do this. I definitely don't want to do this, but I can't stop. I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? And at the time, I was like writing these like little vines out for a friend, and I didn't know at the time I was writing scripts because a vine's just like a little mini short film. So
proto TikTok.
Yeah. And then, at the time there were vines. Yeah. When was this happening? But anyways. So like for the millennials,
we're pretty tech savvy. Anyway, sorry, go on.
So like I was writing vines, yada yada. I just didn't know what to do, blah blah blah. And then I started watching Bo Burnham's What. Yep. And then that like brought me into the world of stand-up comedy because I wanted to do stand-up comedy, but I didn't know how because I looked at like Bill Cosby, Adam Sandler, like those stand-up comics, like the old ones, and I didn't relate.
They're both kind of like zippity-doo.
Yeah, and I didn't get it. I was like, well, that's not funny to me, I guess. Like I don't understand that, you know? Yeah. I don't appreciate that. But then Bo Burnham's What? It was a comedy special, but it wasn't at the same time. Yeah. You know, it was like completely different. It was just him on stage. But then it was like stand-up comedy. I'm like, how is this stand-up comedy though if this isn't like airplane food? You know, I didn't get it. And then like that made me realize I'm like, oh, stand-up comedy is like what you want it to be. Like it doesn't have to be this allure of fucking things that like have been brought about on us from our forefathers of stand-up comedy, right? It could be whatever you want it to be now because like that's I think that's going back to like the world now is like really, really good. That's why though, is because like we have people like Bo Burnham like kind of opening the gates for new things.
You're right.
You know, we don't have to like confide to these like airplane food is weird jokes. We can do whatever the fuck we want now. And we have the devices too. Like everyone has an iPhone unless you're a loser. And so everyone has an iPhone, everyone has a phone. You can like make things now, you know? You can really fucking make things.
Yeah. You can make it. It's the barrier to... And at the end of the day, you're just making content that brings joy, which is like funny.
Yeah.
It's a formlessness.
I think right now, because like people complain about like TikTok and reels and like how the kids, they should get off TikTok. But I think it's good. You have like a platform and like technology that like a kid in a bedroom could just make whatever they want. They can like really show who they are to like anyone they want. It doesn't matter. They're just having fun. Like nothing's wrong with that. That's like Buster Keaton when he was like had the fucking camera looking at him. He's like, watch this house get dropped on my head. You know, like it was fun and it was funny, but like that's just another TikTok, you know? Because like you have these kids that are like, watch this TikTok dance. It's silly, it's dumb. But so we're like the forefathers of filmmaking. Like Buster Keaton was like,
that's true.
Buster Keaton was like, make sure this house drops on me, but make sure the windows are open so they fall like kind of directly on me so it'll be funny. You know? Yeah. That's just a fucking TikTok dance of like being like, we have to do it like this and then transitions into this. Like it's just another medium of whatever.
Yeah. You touched my foot again.
Sorry.
It doesn't mean anything.
I get excited.
It's okay.
It's the Crocs. The Crocs want to touch you. You should get Crocs.
I might now.
They changed my life.
Yeah. My toes. Thank you for telling me all that.
I hope that answered your question at all.
It really did. It really did. Yeah, it's formless. It sounds like you saw The Matrix. There's this point like where when I was in comedy where like I had that moment where I'm like, oh, I can just say anything up here.
Yeah.
But it's scary. It's like, oh shit, I guess I'm flying. I'm in a plane. Oh shit. You know, all of a sudden you see the cockpit. But yeah, you can really...
Have you ever let yourself, like when you're bombing and like you say your first joke or you say your punchline, right? Do you ever just like sit there with it for like a minute after you say it and like let the silence like surround you?
That's making me sweat right now. Dude, I can't stop sweating on stage. I think it's because I'm out of alignment, too. Like, my act is not what I wanted to be. Anyways. No, never. That's insane.
I do that all the time now. Because it's good
Maybe I just need to do it.
It's good for
sweat through it.
It's good for the flail, right? And so, like, after I say the punchline, I just, like, sit there and just, like, look at them. For, like, a good minute. I just wait there for a minute and then, like...
What do you feel?
Next one. It feels... crazy, but it feels like so much fun. It feels like I'm breaking almost a new barrier of comfortability on stand-up. You know what I mean? Like it feels like something was holding me back, and now that like I'm like, why do I care so much? Why do I care? I want to tell this joke. I want to know if this joke works 100%. I don't know if this joke works 100% until I say it and I scan the room. And wait for everyone to give me their feedback.
That looks so threatening, Arturo.
And then I can go to the next one. I've been doing that, and it's been enlightening.
Oh, cool.
It's been almost like walking on coals. Like, you know when those like monks walk on coals and like it's really hot? They're like, it's hot. It's my feet. But like now I do that, and I'm like, okay, cool. You know, like I did it. And I don't know, yeah.
That's really...
I have footage of me. Of just like doing that last time at like Black Bar, I forget, where I just like said that, like, and I just go continue on. It's fun.
Interesting. So the jokes, they come. I'm gonna figure this out one day. Exactly where the joke writing. It's like almost like a blink. I always describe it as like a lightning bolt.
You know when
I have no idea where my jokes come from, but they come fully formed in like a thought and phrase. And if I'm quick, I can write them down.
You ever...
I don't know where that comes from.
You ever make bread?
I've been avoiding it.
Okay, don't avoid it more because it's fucking stupid. Okay, so like when you make bread, someone is...
So, okay, was I supposed to respond to that big, long end of the story? I was totally listening and enthralled.
Nope. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
I need some guidance. Like, you can't just tell me, like, just do whatever, gal. I need...
No, what I was going to say, though, is like, okay, because I think I have an answer for your question. Okay, so like, you ever, when you're making food, you know, like Bannock or whatever.
yeah.
That was racist.
No, it wasn't. It was racial. There's a difference.
No, when you're making food, you ever make food and like you've been making this fucking pasta for like ages. You're just making the pasta, you make the pasta. And you have this one thing that you hate about it, you know? You hate this one thing.
So funny.
And then like, but you figure out a way to do it better, you know? And then you're like, why didn't I think of that before? This is so much fucking better. This is so easier. Like, what the fuck's wrong with me? What if that part of the brain is what thinks of the joke? Because like, let's say you're like walking along and you have this story that happened to you or this like thing that happened to you and it's been brewing inside your head. And then it's only until like one little blue moon that you're walking by to a comedy show and you think of that one small little thing and it's like that one thought, because you're always thinking about the story, right? Yep. You're always thinking about like, that's a funny thing. I should say that on stage. But then your brain in the back, because your brain's a powerful thing. Your brain in the back is slowly writing that joke over and over as many times as you think of that story. You know, it's like slowly in the back, just like producing that like, that need to be right. That need to figure out a problem.
Or release yourself from the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but you don't even know you're doing it. But like you're doing it.
And once I can laugh about a problem, I know I'm okay.
Yeah.
That's like...
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So what if that's writing your joke? What if you have a problem and you don't know why?
Oh, shit.
And then you're walking along, but your brain's thinking about a solution, but you don't really have a solution. So your brain's like, you know what's kind of funny? And then you just, you know what I mean? And then that problem becomes a funny little thing.
Yeah.
But then since you're a comic, you're now taking that funny little thing and you're putting it on stage.
Yeah.
Because now you have a solution for that problem.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's...
Right?
Yeah, it's like a shaman hero speech guy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Right. I think we got somewhere.
Yeah, we got somewhere.
Anyways.
It was good. It was good having you on.
Thank you so much. Nice talking about life. It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah, no doubt. It's good. It's good.
I don't talk to
I like your handshake, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of people, they don't have a proper handshake. It bothers me.
What do I do?
Like, well, you just like grip in. It's nice.
Yeah.
Like most people, they like do this weird thing. Like they do this.
Oh yeah, I hate
it's gross.
It makes me feel like I'm like abusing my wife.
I know.
Just give me the finger thing.
I know. It's like, are you scared of me? Just handshake my hand.
Just handshake.
Like, yeah. It's fucking weird. It's like I'm holding a napkin. I'm like, you're not a person to me.
If I get a loose hand, I'm just gonna throw it away.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like, what's wrong with you?
Who handshakes nowadays?
Were you molested? Fucking calm down.
Gripped.
Okay. Bye.
See you.